All right, good evening, everyone. First of all, I know I'm late, and I apologize. Secondly, I will admit it. This may be the worst Monday after in the history of the Monday after. The short 1 year and 2 months, I guess, of this live stream history. As you can see, I'm still on the road. I'm in between races going to Bristol this week, fresh off of Darlington. So, yeah, it's gonna be a quick one. It'll be 30 or so minutes, and I got to get going. So, I apologize for this being abbreviated. But as a makeup to you, next week for Bristol, we can do it even longer. We can do 2 hours next week after Bristol. And hold on, gotta type things out. Once again, I'll do my best to make it up to you. So I apologize for being late. I apologize for this being on Tuesday. I apologize for this not being the normal, but I'm in between races, and I hope that can make up for it. Next Tuesday, once again on the road. Next Monday, I will be traveling, but next Tuesday, I'm hoping to be home in time, hoping to get a full, normal, the Monday after in, and we can do everything normal. I'll have my tabs, we'll do our normal stuff, and guess what? We'll have 2 weeks of picture time, hopefully. So, yeah, let's fire it off. Hello, David. Welcome. Hope you're doing all right on this Tuesday evening once again. It's a little bit weird timing, but welcome. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Hello. Good evening. But thanks to everyone for showing up, all 7 of you who are here currently. As I said, we got Darlington, so I'm going to waste another couple minutes talking about the channel here. So this week's schedule, we got this tomorrow. I'm going to post a video. It's already been posted technically. It's in the members section, the section you got to pay extra for because the travel fund, as I had previously stated. But I will make that fully public tomorrow. You will get to see that interview, and we will post the full story on Thursday. And on Thursday, yeah, I'm really looking forward to posting that story. I've got all my quotes typed out. Looking forward to making that into a full story. It's going to be on Darlington Throwback Weekend, just talking about the beauty of Darlington Throwback Weekend. There's been so much negativity around it in a sense. You know, you got drivers, you got people on social media talking about how I think it's run its course, or it's dead. We've beaten the dead horse and blah, blah, blah. You're running out of paint schemes. Guys, I don't think we'll ever run out of paint schemes. I think there was a lot of creativity this weekend, and there's always been creativity, and there's always deep ties to some of these throwbacks, whether it's family, whether it's something personal like Christopher Bell, his paint schemes this weekend, paying tribute to his hero, his mentor, Rick Ferkel. Rick Ferkel? I think it's Rick. Ferkel. It's Rick Ferkel. I was right the first time. Yeah, so hey, it's a thing I want to see keep going. I think it's a great tradition. I think Darlington's the perfect place to do it. It's a historic track. It's been around for 75 years. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Thank you, Clausen Z. Thank you guys for the support as always this weekend. Whenever I'm at the track, I love to bring you guys content. So yeah, I was really happy I was able to get that in. So, yeah, thankful to SVG for spending a couple minutes answering my questions there. That was very nice. Love the race at Darlington. Didn't expect Hamlin to win. Great pit crew, says Tech. Yeah, there were a lot of people seem to not like that race. And look, sure, Byron led the first 230 something laps, 240, 250 something laps. He led a lot of laps in a row. But look at Darlington in the next gen era. William Byron leads 240, 250 laps in this Darlington race. Last fall, Kyle Larson led 200 plus laps in this race. Last spring, Tyler Reddick almost led 200 laps in this race. 2023, Denny Hamlin, I think, almost led 200 laps in the Southern 500. 2023 spring race in Darlington, that was an outlier because that was the one that got really stupid. But the point being, sometimes the best team and the best driver, they just whip the field at Darlington. And yeah, we saw obviously at the end, as Tech said here, great pit crew. The 11 crew had a fantastic pit stop to win Denny Hamlin that race. And so ultimately, sometimes it comes down to that. Sometimes it comes down to a late race pit stop, alternate strategy, really good timed caution. But it's how it works. And we've seen this at Darlington time and time again, where a guy leads. I mean, just once again, the Southern 500 last year, Larson leads 200 plus laps, but it's Chase Briscoe who gets the win with his incredible move for the lead over Chastain and Larson. So while people are going to argue, the best driver, the best car didn't win today. Well, that's not exactly how racing works, is it? Things are different sometimes. Sometimes something out of your control happens. Can't do much about it. Yeah, Ryan Blaney kind of got screwed there. The caution that came out with just a handful of laps to go, he had spent all those laps chasing down Tyler Reddick. He overcame a 15 or 16 second deficit. And he ends up coming back, taking the lead. And as soon as he takes the lead, caution's out. Kyle Larson, for the second time in the exact same place, is crashing again. And obviously that played to the result of the race. The Blaney crew does not have a great pit stop. Hamlin's pit crew has an elite pit stop. Denny Hamlin goes on to win the race. Ryan Blaney still has a very good top 5 finish, but he ultimately didn't get the win. And a NASCAR Cup Series win is such a big deal. To win at Darlington is such a big deal. I know it's not the Southern 500, but that would have, if I had to guess, that would have meant the world for Ryan Blaney to win at Darlington with his dad's paint scheme. So it sucks for him for sure. For Denny Hamlin, obviously he's won at Darlington 500 times now. I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 if I had to guess. But really interesting finish for sure. Obviously, a lot of people were, I hate to say upset, but, they thought it was a boring race because one guy dominated for 200 and something straight laps. Fantastic Priest, welcome. Gold Guitar, welcome, firstly. Don't get in trouble. I'm trying to say that as nicely as possible. But what else? What else can we talk about? When will Team Penske win this year? It's a great question. Blaney's been good at Bristol before. I'm trying to think of the last time Team Penske's won at Bristol before, and I feel like it would have been Brad Keselowski because it's been a while since Logano's won there, and Blaney's never won there, despite him having really good numbers at Bristol. You also feel like Blaney's due. He's had tons of speed this year at different types of tracks. You just feel like he's due in a sense, in my opinion. And then after that, we got Talladega. Obviously, all 3 cars will be a factor at Talladega. Texas, Ryan Blaney has always been great at Texas. After Texas is Kansas. Blaney saw it at Kansas. Logano's put up some good numbers at Kansas. After Kansas is Charlotte in the points race because I think it goes Kansas, All-Star 600, and then Nashville where Logano's the defending winner. So, yeah, at some point, I couldn't tell you when. But Blaney's had so much speed, you got to feel that he's due at some point. Yeah. That song from The Sopranos, Journey did. I mean, I know it's not from The Sopranos, but that's where I think of it. Penske no, it's the Wood Brothers. Fantastic Priest. That was the Wood Brothers. So, yeah, the Wood Brothers. Brad 2020 run at Bristol says Pastel Ninja K. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, as I said, Brad did win at with Penske at Bristol last. Yeah, if I go to Ryan Blaney's stat sheet from this season, seventh in the Daytona 500, 4th at Atlanta, 19th at Coda, 28th at Phoenix, 35th at Vegas. But Vegas, you got to remember, he was caught up in a crash. I can't remember what happened to him at Phoenix. Homestead, 36th. He won a stage. He led a bunch of laps, had arguably the best car, and they blew an engine. Martinsville was an oddly off day for them. They're really good at that track, but they just had a terrible day once again, for their standards. And then Darlington, they finished 5th, but they very easily could have won that race. Yes, fantastic Priest. Daytona International Speedway. He started 16th and he finished in 7th. He scored 48 points and got a playoff point that day. That'd be really awkward if I wasn't on Ryan Blaney. No, I'm on Ryan Blaney. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yeah, no, speaking of, if we go to Ryan Blaney Bristol stats. We've got, he finished 6th last year in the Bristol night race, 16th, 22nd, 30th. So the next gen car has not been nice to him. He's only led, in the next gen car, he's only led 23 laps, where he had 3 races in a row in the old car where he led 100 plus, led 72 in 2020. He led 60 in another race in 2020. 45 in 2021. So he's done great in the old car, but it appears the new car does not treat him as well. But he did get a pole last year. So there you go. The first thing. Oh, God. Owen, I appreciate the nice words. Thank you very much. Yeah. I try my best. So we'll see what we can do at Bristol. And if not, we'll see what we can do after that, whenever that may be. Gold Guitar, thank you. As I said, hey, all good. Do what you got to do. If you missed the live stream, it's okay. I forgive you. But thank you for the kind words, and hopefully travel to Bristol's good and everything works out there. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, I was going to the stats sheet, and there was a pop-up ad, so that's lovely. I'm trying to think what else. Fantasy, yes, Fantasy League. Let's go to our league and see what is. I can't put the link in the live chat. Oh, yes, I can. I'm stupid. Race results for our league. Dunkin' Donuts, you won at Darlington. Congratulations to you. Guess what I did this week, guys? I used up my garage because Kyle Larson wrecked on lap 2, and they had the TV audio on in the media center. And Mike Joy said, "Man, that would suck to have Kyle Larson on your fantasy team right now." I mean, he didn't say those exact words, but he basically said that. And I was like, "Oh wait, I have Kyle Larson on my fantasy team. I should sub him out." So I did. Thank you, Mike Joy. Anyways, I still finished 21st. Wow, that's embarrassing. Dunkin' Donuts is your winner. As you can't see the screen here, so sorry. Once again, this is not the normal setup. Dunkin' Donuts is our new league leader. Klaus Van Gissenbergen has fallen to 2nd. Zerkman 95, Aussie Matt, Dan the Jets fan, our defending champ, is 5th. Yeah, we're just going to read the top 5 today. But if you would like to join the league, feel free. We have fun. And here we... Bam. Clausen's, I just saw your comment. You consider him the teammate, your teammate. That's pretty funny. Chris Buescher is going to be a good pick. Well, hey, Gold Guitar, remember, Chris Buescher won the Bristol Night Race 2022. I believe it was 2022. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Buescher won in 2022 the Bristol Night Race. So that's not a bad pick. I'm curious what the tire does this week, because last year, obviously, we got the story of two tires. One side, they shredded and they were gone in 50 laps, but then on the other side, they didn't wear at all, and it was confusing, man. Very confusing. Congratulations, Craig. Fantasy standings, I guess, if you're looking at it. Yeah, the paint schemes. So I love Darlington Throwback. As I said, I'm doing a story on it. That'll be out Thursday. I'm really looking forward to releasing that. I'll get you a hard time of when I'm going to release it, Thursday morning or tomorrow night. I have to finish the story first. I have the quotes. I just have to build a script around it, speak, and then edit around it. So it's a little bit more in depth. It's a little bit more in detail. But as I said, I got a little bit of a preview for you guys. And by preview, I mean one of the interviews for it. So really looking forward to sharing this one with you. Really looking forward. So, yeah. Yeah, Fantastic Priest. That seems to be the favorite theory. It was just hotter. And then the night race, the sun wasn't out. It was dark. It was cold. And the tires just didn't activate like they did in the spring. I don't know what to tell you. Guess we'll see this week. Hello, Jamie. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm so scattered. I'm just trying to think. Denny, let's talk about Denny Hamlin for a minute. Denny Hamlin, back-to-back wins for Denny Hamlin. Second driver in 2025 to win back-to-back. Second Joe Gibbs Racing driver to win back-to-back races in 2025. Christopher Bell won 3 straight, and now Denny Hamlin has won 2 straight. Doesn't help that the next track we go to is another Denny Hamlin. Really good track for Denny Hamlin. He won here this race last year. He won the Bristol Night Race 2 years ago. He's been really good at this track throughout his career. It could be a Denny Hamlin three-peat. We can't rule it out. Just like we couldn't rule out Christopher Bell at Phoenix, we can't rule out Denny Hamlin this week. I think he'll be arguably the favorite, him and Larson, if I had to guess. Could we get a classic Hamlin versus Larson? Be quite something. Joey Logano's having a charity concert? Like, is he actually singing? I want to know, is Joey Logano actually singing at this concert? That's a question I have. No. I'm not singing. I'm a terrible singer. Joey Logano is not singing. Okay, I'm very curious to hear Joey Logano in concert if that was indeed happening. SVG is still finding his way around the ovals, but is improving, settling into the job by the end of the year. Next year, he will start to. Well, we'll see. I mean, the next gen car, we've never seen anyone really dominate the league, and SVG's still learning the. It's a craft in a sense, and you got to think about the different types of ovals that you have to learn and excel at. So I mean, there's only a 3 to 4 guys that can say that they're great at every single type of oval: short tracks, intermediates, super speedways. Right now, I would say Ryan Blaney's in there. I would say Denny Hamlin's in there. And I think, see, this is where the super speedway is complicated because Larson, I don't think is a good super speedway racer. I was about to say Bell's not, but Bell won at Atlanta this year, so he's got that going for him. So maybe we can throw Bell in that conversation now. But it seems like every single driver, if you break it down to the top drivers of the Cup Series, you can find 2 of those 3 that they excel at, that they're really good at. But they got one weakness, one set of tracks. Like Tyler Reddick, for example. Tyler Reddick is a fantastic intermediate race car driver. He's a decent super speedway racer as well. Short tracks are not exactly his thing. You look at his Martinsville numbers, they're not great. Bristol numbers, I'd have to confirm this, but I don't think they're as bad as Martinsville, but they're not fantastic. So let's see. This is just an example. Yeah, his best finish is 4th back in 2020. Outside of that, we got a 20th, a 30th, a 15th, a 12th, a 25th, and a 36th. So Larson dominated the Bristol night race last year. He's finished top 5 in the last few Martinsville races, so I'd say Larson's a good short track racer. That's just me, though. Huh. All right. As I said, this is very abbreviated. This is very short. I'll make up for it next week when we do a longer version, but it's time. Monday picks. Let me get to the entry list. We got a triple header this week. Kyle Larson going for the sweep again, as he did in Homestead. But where are the entry lists? Entry list, where are you? Entry list, here we go. Truck Series. Notable entries. Brandon Jones is in the 1 truck. Kyle Larson's in the 07, as I said. Other notable entries. I think that's it. So everyone let me know who your truck pick is. Lane Riggs is Gold Guitar's pick. Kyle Larson is David's pick in the Truck Series. Buckshot Jones. Caden Honeycutt is Big Boy's pick. Also, Fantastic Priest's pick. Truck Series. I like you guys. I'm going to go with Lane Riggs. I like that pick. He's a great short track racer. He's been running really well this year. He's due. Going to go with Lane Riggs. So good job, comments, of influencing my pick. Now for Xfinity notable entries. As I said earlier, Kyle Larson will be in this one. Other notable entries are, give me a second, I'm scrolling. Justin Bonsignor is in the 19 Joe Gibbs racing car. Corey Heim is racing this week in the 24 Sam Hunt Racing car. Coming down this list, and that seems like the notable entry. So let's see. Who wins the NASCAR Xfinity Series? Daniel Dye is Big Boy's pick. Connor Zilic is Jamie's pick. Mayer is Fantastic Priest's pick. Gold Guitar's going with Carson Coapel. We got a little bit of a variety there. We got a Haas Factory team. We got a JRM car. We got a Colleague car. Another JRM car. Kyle Larson. So a Hendrick car. Got quite a few picks here. Quite a few picks. So David, I think David said Kyle Larson every time. So I guess David is going for Kyle Larson sweep. Harrison Burton is Redsby. Hey, Harrison Burton ran really well at Darlington. I know they initially did that kind of alternate tire strategy or whatever, but they ran really well. You can't deny it. Josh Williams is 27 days left putts pick. All right. Xfinity, I'll go Larson. I think he just understands that car better. I don't know why. Just the way he obliterated the field at Homestead, I see him doing it again, but this time he gets it done. So I'm on Leighton, Riggs, and Trucks, Larson, and Xfinity. So let's go to the Cup Series. Notable entries in the Cup Series. We got Jesse Love making his NASCAR Cup Series debut. The RCR 33 car. Corey LaJoie is driving the 01. Other notable entries in the NASCAR Cup Series are, I already said Jesse Love. That's it. Oh, Josh Bilicki in the 66. Josh Bilicki will be in the MBM 66. Yeah, no, I did not see Harrison Burton winning stage 1. Jamie's got kind of a bold prediction here. Jesse Love will be the highest finisher for RCR Sunday. So that implies that Kyle Busch, the master at Bristol. Something surely would have to go wrong with him, I would guess. Ryan Milton's going with Cole Custer. Wild pick. Zane Smith is Zone Zane's pick. Kyle, once again, David is all in on the Kyle Larson sweep. Ryan, you already picked Cole Custer. You can't back out of Cole Custer now. Okay, Jamie going with Joey Logano. Fantastic Priest going for the 3-peat for Hamlin. That would be 2 3-peats in the first quarter of the season. That would be crazy. Stenhouse. Okay, we got some wild. I will say, Bristol's actually been a pretty decent track for Stenhouse. If I Google it. Yes, next week is our one-off week. So Stenhouse, he had a top 5 in 2018. He had a top 10 in 2023. Top 10 in 2017. He finished runner-up in 2016. Okay, so he had a lot of really good Bristol starts at the beginning of his career. And for some reason, mentally, I've just always had him down as really good at Bristol. I think he almost won Bristol Dirt that first year. Christopher Bell is Tech's pick. Yeah, there is still Rockingham that weekend. I'm not ready to talk about that weekend yet, so let's get through this one first. So let me think. I picked Lane Riggs for Trucks. I picked Kyle Larson for Xfinity. Cup Series. Reds picking Cindric. Okay, going with the Penske car. Kyle Busch. Okay. I'm tempted to pick the Hamlin 3-peat just because 2 3-peats this early in the season would just be crazy. But I'm going to go with Blaney. He's had so much speed this year at different types of tracks. He's due for a win. He's due. I'm going to go with Ryan Blaney. That's my Monday pick. So, yeah. Gold guitar picking Hamlin. Okay. All right. Yeah. Favorite throwback from Darlington. In between the lanes, Josh Berry's car. I love Josh Berry's car. Like, I'm a Jeff Gordon. I was a big Jeff Gordon fan. And I love the Jeff Gordon throwbacks and all, but Josh Berry's paint scheme was so cool. The meaning behind it was really cool. I thought that was a really cool paint scheme. Got to be honest with you. So, yeah. As I said, guys, I apologize for this being kind of switching up the times on you and It's a Tuesday. We're not in the normal place. I apologize for everything being out of whack. I'm in between races. I had to find a time window to do it, and it's short and everything. But I'm going to do a story. It's a detailed story. I'm going to post it on Thursday. I'll have a little bit of a preview out for you tomorrow. Really looking forward to for you guys to see this. So let me know what you guys think once I eventually post it. I'm really excited to post this. But thank you guys for watching this. As I said, apologies. Next week we'll do double time. But it's also going to be on Tuesday, so we're not quite in the clear yet. But yeah, we got Bristol this weekend. I'm really excited. I'm going to do my best to get videos up, and then I'll let you guys know on the weekend. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. And once again, you're going to have to watch me reach for the camera this week because I don't have my normal tech, so I can log off.